Good day, folks. How are you doing? Welcome back to Film Time for another dose of Netflix hit show, Squid Game. So today, we'll be talking about 10 Squid Game errors that went unnoticed. Without further ado, let's dive right in. Number 1. Inconsistent plot and continuity errors. It might take about 2 or 3 viewing experiences before viewers can notice the number of inconsistent plots on the show. From how one of the VIPs went missing without an explanation, to how the family of the supposed frontman just started looking for him years after he had been missing. The frontman has been in the game since 2015, and yet his brother discovered from the landlord that he just went missing last week. The frontman has never left the game, so how come he was just missing? The show also had a number of errors when it comes to the extras, which make for continuity errors. For example, the gender for player 61 was flipped. At the beginning of the game, it was a woman, and then during elimination, it was a man. Number 2. The security was a scam. If there's one thing that was constantly drilled into the viewers in Squid Game is how tight the security was, but we think many can agree with us that it isn't always the case. For example, there was constant sneaking from the players without any nabbing. Another example is how the police officer looking for his brother was able to get into the venue undetected, and how the lengths he went through to find his brother wasn't discovered considering the heavy security and profile scanner. Number 3. Time Traveler Player. Player 13 turned out to be older than Player 1. That had been considered the oldest player. When the mysterious frontman was trying to determine false players, he discovered that Player 13 had been a factory worker for many years, but it was the date of birth on the player's file that got the audience's attention. It turns out Player 13 was born in the year 1897, which made him 124 years old. Number 4. The winner was obvious. From the setup of the series, the winner has always been obvious. He had more advantages over the others, so there was no suspense as to who the winner would be. It was also obvious from the beginning that Player 218 would eventually be a martyr. It was like watching a predictable soap opera. Number 5. The game was too extreme. One of the errors of the series was the weak excuse given by the VIPs as to why the game was created. Player 1 explained to Player 456 that the VIPs had created the game because they didn't know what to do with the amount of money they had and just wanted to have fun. If not knowing how to spend money was their issue, why the gruesome killings of the players? Why not just an elimination? Number 6. Magic climbing. Player 1 brings us to our next point. For those not familiar with Squid Game, Player 1 was the elderly dementia player that none of the players wanted to be paired with, but who eventually bonded with Player 456. So why is an elderly player an error that went unnoticed? Well, there was a scene when the players realized that the money kept increasing as more players died and decided to start killing each other. In one of those moments, the elderly player had climbed up a pile of bunks to avoid being killed despite his limited agility and lack of light. How did he manage to do that? Number 7. Lack of insights into characters' background. A lot of times it feels like the writer kept making up background stories as the plot develops. And even with such development, the background stories feel scattered and don't really tie into characters' arc. The focus was more on the plot than the characters. For example, how was there no insightful explanation as to why the frontman killed the little brother that had been looking for him for so long when he could have just let him go back home? Number 8. Fiction bleeding into reality. One of the things the show failed to take into caution is how misleading its message could be, as we now have real life imitating arts. According to the writer, the message was clearly to show the consequences of the wide gap between the rich and the poor and the horrors that could come with it. But whether the narrative expressed this sentiment is up for debate, as we now have real-life Squid Games in preparation, as the game is currently being developed in Dubai. Number 9. Awful ending. Professional basketball player LeBron James echoed the sentiment of many other viewers when he slammed the ending of the series. There are many errors attached to the ending, such as Player 67's mother not questioning the identity of the child Player 456 brought to her, or Player 456 even becoming the winner when he already voiced his desire to quit the show before Player 218 killed himself. The fact that none of the family members of the players was shown to be searching for them either. Number 10. Phone number and account number errors. When the trailer of the show was released, a real phone number was mistakenly released and the owner received a lot of mysterious calls. A bank account belonging to one of the producers was also mistakenly revealed at one time on the show, and money was sent by the audience to the account. There you have it, guys. 10 Squid Game errors that went unnoticed. Did you enjoy the video? Which other errors do you think we missed? Share your thoughts with the others in the comment section below, and if you enjoyed the video, please do not hesitate to click the like button. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more awesome content just like this. You can also turn on the notification bell to get notifications on our future posts and the hit Netflix show. We hope to see you again soon. Adios.